This is where we hold them! This is where we fight!
You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.
It's just me tonight, people. No, I'm just kidding. Mike is having some tech issues and I was getting impatient. So I figured I would just come on and say hello and see how everybody's doing. Let's talk with some people in the chat and just kind of start the show that way till Mike comes on and we get to give him a bunch of crap about his tech issues. So how's everybody doing tonight? Give me some people who you bowl this weekend. Did anybody bowl tournament? Did anybody bowl anything worthy of conversation league? Let's see what we got. Yellow Magic, got your email, man. Appreciate you. Let's go through some of the comments. Bowling with Diallo, what's up, man? Rob, it's not tech issues. He shot 5-on-5 in league this week, and he's afraid to get on. Oh, man. Yellow Magic says we can just call him Tom Clark Jr. I don't know what that means, but a B_Bradshaw writes, the next sponsor for the channel needs to be an iTech firm. Oh my goodness. Oh, this one's a good one. Yellow Magic, Big Mike running late like the PBA schedule. Yeah, man, what's up with that? Like, you would think that they would be able to put out the schedule here soon. I mean, the shows are literally starting next month. What else we got here? This one's a good one. B_Bradshaw, Big Mike and tech issues. Name a better combo. Man, I don't know. Shaq and Kobe, maybe. It's probably the one I could think of. Mike needs a personal IT guy. Jeff teaches bowling rights. Oh man, I swear, it's just unbelievable. It's still Jeff teaches bowling. What's up, Jeff? Still waiting for the PBA 50 schedule. See if I can hit up any tour stops. Yeah, why are they so late with these schedules, man? I don't know what is going on right now. Scott V, let's see. Scott V in the chat writes, bleed like Creo this week. Bowl like crap. Okay. Hopefully you didn't bleed like crap. Bowl like crap this week, 546 with a 236 the last game. Jason writes, Michael Marxist Memorial Tournament. Shot my best series in league Friday night, 761. Congrats, dude. That's awesome. That's yo, man, 800 soon. What else we got going on here? Nah, Mike whacked him this week. Oh yeah, look who joined us. Yo, the chat's been roasting you, by the way. Just yo, you got to read somebody's comments.
Hey, what else is new?
Yo.
What else is new? All you bums and hacks. What's good out there?
Dude, you got to read somebody's comments. It says you need your own IT guy. You're late like the PBA schedule.
Hold on. What's funnier is my wife has her doctorate in educational technology. That's the best. It's the best.
The best, I think, is the one said that you're late like the PBA schedule. Nico writes, what's up, Nico? Congrats on 1,000 subscribers, man. I just saw that online. That's a great accomplishment, man. Awesome job there. He wants to, the machine, the son wants us to show old footage of you and Mike bowling when you were young.
I wish.
No, there's footage of me bowling an action match when I was 17.
There
if
is.
you YouTube Deer Park action bowling.
Yeah, I think Alex Cavagnero's in that video bowling action too. He's like 12. He's like 11 or 12 or something.
Yeah, no, I think he was at the time. He's probably like 15, 14, but he's bowling action. Alex Cavagnero, if you don't know the name, a really good prominent bowler on the East Coast. I was bowling Sean Evans, and he was coming off a Team USA or Junior Team USA right at that time. So I had my hands full. So if you want to Google or YouTube that, you'll find a young Rob Parashad with the New York Mets backwards hat straight out of New York. think I lost that match too. All right, Mike. I got to
What's
go.
good, everybody?
Yo, what's
How was
happening?
everybody's Thanksgiving? Happy holidays, everybody. It's the holiday season.
It is. You see the Christmas lights I got right outside my house here next to me?
Okay. Are those yours or the neighbors?
Please, I don't hang up lights. Come on, man. I don't got time for that noise.
No decorations, no?
And nobody got time for that.
Okay.
Maybe people who have kids.
I feel like I should put up a picture.
Yeah, but don't you have like a competition with all your neighbors and all that about lights and all?
Oh, yeah. My neighborhood's wild. My neighborhood's got people paying people to come and put the Christmas lights up.
Yeah,
not me though. Not me. I would say my house is decorated in a very classic fashion. Wreaths, garland on the white fence, lights in the windows, etc. to paint the picture for people. But
yeah. All right, Mike. Well, yeah, happy holidays. Honestly, best time of year.
How was your Thanksgiving, Rob? All right, everything was good.
Yeah, I was in Vegas, and I got hot at the sports book, which is it's been a while for me winning. But I got to the point where we were at Thanksgiving dinner, and it was at my mom's friend's house, and me and my brother were there, and none of the games were on. It was a strange. It was, I'd say, like a house where we didn't really know anybody. We were like just kind of doing it for my mom, you know. But it was fun, and it was a lot of. But there was no games on. My brother's in the middle of literally Thanksgiving dinner, and for this house, the tradition was everybody went around the table and wishing or saying what you're grateful for or thankful for. And literally in the middle of this like stuff, my brother's texted me, "Yo, we hit 3 legs. We got 1 leg left." And I was hitting everything. We hit a 4-legger during dinner. He was all pumped up. We were getting after it, and we did pretty well. And it's about time. And I think I've been on a cold streak for like 6 months, but. Man, yearly tradition, Red Rock Casino, Thanksgiving morning. Bet to be there for the first 2 games, and then we eat dinner, and then we go back to the Red Rock for Sunday night for the Thursday night game. So yeah, that's usually what my Thanksgiving looks like. What about you, Mike? Spread, I bet, was good.
Yeah, well, I mean, always, hosted, had some people here. Yeah,
Oh, you hosted?
Yeah, I host every year. Yeah.
Oh, isn't that a huge pain in the ass hosting though?
I don't know. I like it. I tend to enjoy it. I like not having to go anywhere. I like being at my own house. But I'll say 2 things about entertaining. Number one, it's a lot of work because
that's what I'm saying.
Obviously, you gotta get the house in order, and I got people that are staying over the holiday, and yeah, it's a lot of work, and then it's a fair amount of money too. I would say hosting, just because you're dropping money left and right on this and that, and so I think those are the two negatives to it. I would say, but outside of that, I never mind hosting. We host every year, and I'm fortunate to have a house that's conducive for having a bunch of people, come and eat dinner at your place or whatever. But low key around my household for the holidays. That's kind of the theme. It's not a ton of people or activity. It's rather low key. But yeah, we had we had a good time. Good Thanksgiving weekend. Not a lot of travel or anything like that, but definitely a good start to the holiday season.
Good to hear. So I know we haven't been on it for a few weeks. Let's talk. You got a chance to bowl over the holidays?
I've been waiting. I've been waiting to come on here and give this double league report for all you house hacks and patch pirates, all you Grinch haters out there, you bowling Grinches, you haters. I love all the haters. I think about you every week when I bowl my league and I have to come here and give a league report. And when I bowl good, I laugh. I laugh on my way home because I think, Match Pirates and the haters are going to be mad at this one.
Oh,
my
God.
They're going to be upset when they hear about this.
All right, let's hear it.
Double league review. Double league review. And your boy is on fire right now. I mean, I'm just rolling the rock, bro. First of all, let me say this. I'm no patch pirate. You all know this, okay? So, but hear me out. The people that take care of me, thank you. Again, I'm going to thank people who take care of
What
me.
do you make an acceptance speech for league?
And I got to tell you something. Shut up. This is my forum. You be quiet. All right. You go over there and take a drink break or something. Okay. The bowling balls that I was blessed with at the beginning of this season, I had a couple friends and people that take care of me send me some stuff. Let me tell you something. If you ain't drilling these Brunswick bowling balls that I'm throwing right now, you're making a serious mistake. Okay.
Oh my God. You sound like a patch pirate now.
You be quiet, I said. You need to run out to your pro shop ASAP, okay, and drill these must-have balls of the year. I know the year's almost over. I understand that. But we're talking balls of the year, certified balls of the year. I'm not these patch pirates telling you to drill something I haven't even thrown and don't even know about yet. I'm telling you, these are certified gems, like I said on Twitter.
So what are you throwing then? Let's hear it.
Oh, I'm throwing the track stealth mode, bro.
Oh,
man, that ball is good. If you don't have one of those, you need to get out to the pro shop ASAP. Okay.
So tell the people like the stealth mode. What does it do? Like it's just pretty smooth, right?
It just strikes. It just strikes on everything. Short, long, medium. It strikes on everything. Theorem solid. Another one. If you don't have one, got to get one of those. Make it a mistake if you don't have one of those.
Pearl was good.
Outer limit solid. Outer limit solid. It's another one. Great ball. Excellent ball. So, man, I've been rolling the rock. Robbie Boy's been rolling the rock. If I keep this up, I'm going to have to start actually bowling things. If I keep throwing it this good, I might actually have to get a name shirt and bowl a tournament or two. I'm serious. 2 weeks ago, we're going to go back 2 weeks. We were on the short pattern.
Oh, you wrote this down. You must really mean business today. I see. I see you.
I've been taking pictures so I can accurately reflect. You all in the chat call me a patch pirate. You all pipe down. All right.
Frank says you are a pirate. Mike, listen to yourself.
I'm trying to give ball purchasing advice to the people here.
You ball carried the Alice. Like, yeah, it has nothing to do with Mike throwing it. It's always
no. So 2 weeks ago, short pattern. I abandoned the urethane. The urethane is not effective. The urethane is not effective on the short anymore on this pattern for me. Here's another great ball. If you don't have one, you should get this one too. Hammer special effect, the pearl one.
Good balls. I haven't thrown them, and I know they're good balls. I
threw that, and let me tell you, all it did when I threw it good was strike. 253, 211, 235, 699. 699 2 weeks ago. Okay? Your boy, he's whacking them. Then I come in this week. Hold on, I got to bring this up. Oh, geez, my phone's going to die now. And I'm not going
to His computer can't work. His phone's going to die.
I know. My phone just died. Now I can't access the picture, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because here's the short of it. Yes, I shot a 175 game one. I did on Tuesday. I shot 175 game one. Yes, I might have missed a spare, had a couple splits. I actually won.
Now we're back. We're back.
Well, hold on there. Not so fast, my friend. Okay. I shot 170 something in the first game. I might have missed a 10 pin and a couple splits. I won the card game though. That's what counts. I pulled an ace on my final card to best somebody with a bigger full house. Won the card game. Then I proceeded to shoot 540 for the next two. I went 250, 290. 290 the last game.
What pattern was that?
That was the long pattern.
Throwing what?
It's throwing the stealth mode.
Stealth mode.
290, 2-8 on the first shot off the move, ending the second game. And I got a little quick with it. And I left a 2-8 and I spared it. And then I went sheet. And
so you went like 699, what, like 715?
No, it was like 696 again or something like that.
175.
Yeah, it was like 175, 250, low 250, and then 290.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be over 700 though.
All right, maybe I was. I might have been.
Okay.
Again,
Your math ain't math.
I didn't know. I didn't keep the number in my head because I didn't. I was planning to look at my phone, but my phone died, so I might have been just over 700. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, man. I mean,
290 last game. People in my league actually gave a light golf clap after I finished the 290. And I told my boy, I said, when's the last time you heard anybody in a league give anybody props for a 290? You know, and yeah, on this stuff, they're that hard that if somebody throws 11 good ones in a row, you kind of feel like, wow, it's good bowling. Nice game by that person.
So question. Do you have any sport 300s sanctioned?
Sanctioned?
Yeah.
Sanctioned is arguable. Okay. I probably have to say no because most of the ones that I have, all the ones that I have, I would say, were in like tournaments, local tournaments. So I'd probably say no, even though it's possible that somebody sanctioned the tournament that I bowled one in. I never looked at it that way. I went front nine a couple weeks back. I was like 690 or something a couple weeks, maybe 3-4 weeks ago. The last time I bowled on the medium, and I went front nine, but then I went seven out in the 10th frame. So yeah, that would be a nice one. It would be nice to shoot a legit 300 on the stuff that I'm bowling on now.
So fun fact, people don't believe me. They could look this up. I have one of the only PBA 300 games. Maybe there might be another match out there where I bowled 300 in a regional and tied. I think that's only happened like a handful of times. Last time I checked, I think there was maybe only one other match, and it was against Mike Devaney. And I needed to throw 3 strikes in a 10th to tie him. And the last shot, I left a 4-pin, and a pin came from where the 10-pin spot is and rolled across the lane and took the 4 out before the masking unit touched it. I wish I would have had that on video because that would have been an awesome video to be like. And you could imagine my reaction, Mike. I mean, it was chaos because pretty much it was like everybody was watching and I was just all cloud nine. But yeah, I think I have a few. I bowled one at a college tournament a while back, but they handed me the sanction form and I never turned it in. So I actually still have the sanction form. I still have an ABC sanction form that I never filled in for an honor score. I have a stack of sanction forms that I never filled in. But I don't know. I thought that would be a fun fact for people.
Somebody from my league, I'm not sure who that is, but saying 697. They're probably right. I probably have the second game I'm probably off on the second game. Maybe it wasn't as high.
230. Well, whatever it is, man. That's 690 back to back. That's awesome, though. I mean,
it means for the last 2 weeks, I'm over 230 a game.
That's awesome. So what are you bowling on next? What are you bowling on this week?
Pirates and Mamma Mia and Papa Pia killers don't want none.
What are you bowling this week?
None.
What's on the agenda for this week? What are you bowling on?
Yeah, we're back to the medium. Back to the medium this week.
Short, long, and then medium.
Yeah, that's.
I feel like the medium tends to give more people problems sometimes.
Not me. I'm whacking the medium. I'm all over the medium. The short is actually the pattern that's been giving me the most trouble this half. But yeah, I could have figured it was Steph.
When's your next?
I didn't want to assume. Sorry.
When's the next Greg Tack event in your area?
That's December 20th. He's having his Grinch Classic down in South Jersey. 1-to-1 ratio or less. I know. He makes them impossible. Oh. That's why it's called the Grinch Classic.
Yeah, and what a way to kill your momentum.
I know. I'll go down there and I'll be tearing my hair out as if I'm the worst bowler in the history of bowling. But
1-1? Come on, Greg.
Less than 1-1. Yeah, he makes them impossible. It's a tournament he has every year.
I know, but it's just so like I love Greg and I love his tournaments, and I feel like that should be a tournament every state should have or area. But one-on-one, come on, Greg, give people a little bit of a freaking chance here. Like,
Yeah, so maybe I'll check the schedule. For some reason, that date sticks out to me as a date that's reserved for.
dude,
I think I'm in the city that day going to see the Rockettes or something. But
Stefan says I didn't bowl for 3 weeks after the Grinch last year. I hated myself. See, that's the problem is people hate themselves, but the Grinch hates everybody else. So it's just
yeah, no doubt. So as Steph said in the chat, I believe I'm up over 200 now for average.
it was last year was 0.49 to 1. Good Lord. That's just awful. That's awesome, Mike. Are you guys winning at least or
Yeah, we're out of the base. We were in last place for a minute. We were in last place. But we're climbing our way out of the basement, bro. I think we might be in fifth by now. I actually checked the standings last week because we've had a few good weeks in a row, and yeah, we've definitely climbed out of the basement and whatnot. But again, not why I'm bowling, not that I care, not that that has anything to do with why I'm there or what I'm doing out there. But it is nice to bowl good, though. I'll say that. I mean, when you bowl good on the tougher stuff, it feels good. It does. It really feels like you bowled well. Like you feel like you earned it. You feel like you threw it good and bowled well for the whole night. And that means making spares, executing shots, not throwing it out the window multiple times in a set. It's just there's numerous things I could point to where, when you bowl well on the more challenging patterns, you actually feel like you bowl well.
so like what changed in the last like 3 weeks? Is it just the new balls?
No, I'm throwing it. I'm throwing it a lot better. I
But
just
why
feel.
though?
I think because I'm slower. I'm slower. I think I've slowed down finally. I
Mm.
think I've finally convinced myself that the slower my footwork is, the better off I am. My accuracy is better. My repetition is better. My head stays steadier. I don't lose my target in my backswing as long as I stay slow.
I do
Uh,
feel like though, like typical like East Coast styles in general have really fast approaches to a certain extent.
oh yeah, we talked about this before. I mean, I felt like when I first started bowling on synthetic lanes, I couldn't hook the ball.
Because they're
I couldn't
fast, so
hook the
speed.
ball because I was so used to bowling in houses that were wood and were so dry and just had so much dry on the lane that I used to really throw the ball hard, and my speed was extremely high. And yeah, when I started bowling on synthetics, it was like bowling on an ice skating rink, and I had to learn to slow down and really roll the ball more and catch more of the ball in that early front part of the lane. And that's a lot what bowling on the tougher stuff feels like today. Like if you throw it, it's gone. It's going to go right through the spot where it's supposed to hook. You just can't throw. You got to roll it. You got to create the hook.
Yeah, so Jeff teaches bowling. If anybody doesn't know that, it's my brother, Jeff. It's taken me forever to learn to throw it slow. It's still hard 30 years later after leaving New York. Yeah, I mean, that and grabbing. I think we always talk about speed and grabbing the ball at the bottom of the swing. I think we talked about it even. I know Bill used to grab it, but Jesus out of the ball at the bottom of the swing, and it took him a while on tour to like kind of get out of that. But that's when he went from being buzzsaw Bill to like really, really kind of straighter Bill in a way
Well, I
when
mean,
he used to throw it.
you could point to any bowler you want,
On
really,
East
any
Coast. Yep.
professional bowler you want, and if you look at them as a earlier in their career, younger bowler, however you want to phrase it, the vast majority of them threw it way harder than they throw it now. I mean, or way harder than they threw it as a professional, I should say.
Mm.
Sean Rash, major example of that. I mean,
Yep.
he used to throw the ball 1,000, and then and I honestly I think it also has to do with the amount of oil being put on the lane over the last 10 years or so. I mean, that's gotten greater and greater and greater. And I feel like you've had to slow down more just to give the ball more time to react on the lane, not more so on the challenging patterns and the house stuff I'm talking about here.
Yeah, there's a lot of that came into it. The wood lanes, the fact that you used to bowl some bone centers that which stripping every time they oiled the lanes wasn't a common thing back in the 80s and 90s. We used to our bone center would strip maybe once a week, maybe once a month. And I mean, you could imagine having beat up wooden heads where you would actually see boards missing from the front part of the lane. And on top of that, you would have a bone center that wouldn't strip. It was brutal, man. It's like was bowling on one of the toughest patterns ever to bowl on. I call it birthday party carry down. If you don't know what birthday party carry down is exactly what it says is go bowl after numerous birthday parties have bowled on a pattern and then try to practice on that. And you want to see some real messed up shot, that's as messed up as it gets. And you'll really see some weird kind of reactions. But we used to bowl on that in league. That would be our like typical league shot where you'd have people practicing and then they would run heads. Like they would run heads after like days and days of bowling. And you want to talk about messy? I mean, they were tough.
Robert Hamilton in the chat is pointing out Fagan is another example of that. Again, I'd say any bowler you look at, really the same is going to be true. But I'll tell you who the best example of that is, and I talked about it when he came on here for an interview a while back when we did our first like longer form interview with this person, and that was Belmo.
Oh, they said Matt O'Grady. That would have been my like guess.
No, that was Belmo. If you go back on YouTube somewhere, there is a video of a U.S. Open telecast that they did for match play. It was like a Friday night U.S. Open telecast. Okay, and they were broadcasting on TV a couple of the match play rounds games, and mostly it was like Weber, Mika, Duke. That's like who was in the running in this particular U.S. Open. It was a Carolier. Forgive me if I'm wrong on this, but I think this might have been the year that Mika ended up beating the Duke ended up beating Mika on that missed 10 pin. But anyway, there was a U.S. Open where they broadcasted a couple of the match play games, and while they were focusing on a couple of matches of people that were in the running for the show, Belmo was bowling in one of those matches. I forget who he was bowling, but they showed a few shots or whatever. You go back and you watch that on YouTube. You watch the way he throws the ball. I mean, what he threw it like then versus what he was throwing it like a couple years later was like night and day. It was like, he was throwing it 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he learned how to slow down and gain more control. And that's another factor of why I think it matters so much is because you in order to repeat it, in order to hit what you're looking at repetitively, you have to be under real control. You have to actually post the shot. You got to be like balanced at the line and under control. And once you cross a certain speed threshold and your legs are moving that fast and your momentum is moving that fast coming into that last step of the approach, it becomes really hard to do that. Once you cross, I feel like once you cross a certain speed threshold, it becomes very hard to do that. So I feel like it's something that a lot of people go through and struggle with. And it's funny because when I'm on the house stuff, my problem is I can't throw it fast enough because there's so much hook. And I'm so now programmed to slow down and roll it. And then I go to the house stuff and it's like, all right, well, there's so much hook that now I have to throw it hard and I really can't. So, yeah, I think that's a big key for me bowling well. I just also noticed that the slower that I throw it, the more area I create. The easier it is for me to manipulate the ball, the lane, have more room, have more area. So, yeah, I would say to anybody who's bowling on something tougher and is struggling, especially with like ball motion, slow down.
Well, here's the thing: is it's not as easy to do it. I think to me there's two of the hardest physical adjustments to make, and I'm talking like physical adjustments to be consistent, is speed control and hand position, right? Like those are two of the hardest, and there's a reason why that the new resurgence of urethane the last whatever you call it, 7 years, it was so impactful because it all of a sudden, like if you were bowling on cheetah before like all the new urethane came out, you would be forced to adjust with speed control and hand position. If you could do either or and do it consistent, you might be able to get through a cheetah, right? I think being consistent, doing it the same is the hardest part out of all of it. Especially even you see till this day, someone like, let's just say Sean Rash, right? Or EJ Tackett. You see they're wanting to throw the ball hard in big shots because that's what their natural tendency is. And they would 2A10. It was just like you could see it all the time. My brother had that same issue, Dave. Whenever he needed a big shot, he would juice it. And it was just kind of like a natural tendency for him. And he would 2A10. And it's so hard to just slow everything down and be consistent at keeping that speed right. Because you throw 2-3 really good shots, slowing it down. Then all of a sudden, you maybe lose concentration for a second or two in your approach. And then you just go back to your natural tendency, which is to juice it. And then, on those patterns, if you juice it and you're playing that far left and opening it up, you 2A10 or you wash out because you missed that like break point.
No doubt.
So yeah, good to hear you bowling good, Mike. You're a lot happier on the show and not having to go through your pain, misery, depression of your league review when you're bowling shitty. Me personally, I kind of like hearing your 500 and 480 stories. I think it's very relatable to the people out there that have the same issues.
That's why I know me bowling good is great for me because I get to come on here and talk all kinds of shit, but it's not good for content. I'll say that it's not good for content. I'm trying to create good content out of the good bowling. You're right. It's much better content. It's much funnier when I criticize everyone for bowling on the easy stuff and then go shoot less than 500 myself on the hard stuff. Much funnier content when I do that. But listen, I'd much rather bowl good. I'm sorry.
Of course. Well, question before we move on to a topic I want to talk about. Have you been able to give any lessons or any bolero experiences since the last debauchery or holidays kind of?
I did. Down? We're kind of on like, I don't. It's up to the kid and his parent, obviously. Like I'm. Anytime they ask me if we can work it out, I work it out. But it seems like we're kind of on every other week schedule with the lesson thing, and. Yeah, I mean, I have several observations from it. The last lesson we did, I arranged it with Bolero, and they told me, okay, Saturday morning from 11 to 12. We open at 11. The lights are on until 12. Like, okay, so
the lights are on at 12.
No, the lights are on until 12.
Wait. So wait. So they open at 11.
Yes.
And they put the global lights from 11 to 12?
No. They put the global on from noon to the rest of the day.
Yeah, but they open at 11.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. They have the hour from 11 to 12 with no lights.
1 hour, 11 to 12. Okay. The lights are on, no global.
Okay.
And
is that the case when you got there?
It was. Okay. So we showed up. First of all,
baby steps.
First of all, they don't open the front door until 11. I can confirm that because I went up at like 10:55 to try and open the door to maybe think, all right, I'll go in and I'll get my lane so that when 11 o'clock comes, I can actually start bowling. We can actually start. No, that's not going to happen.
10:59, they're sitting there staring at their watch.
11, not 10:59, 11 o'clock.
So I'm saying
Door
we're sitting there with
opens.
the timer.
Right. We go in, get the lanes. So we really weren't on the lanes until like 11:05. And then let me tell you something, bro. When they say the lights go off at noon, they mean the lights go off at noon, bro. They don't
Yo,
mean noon and 20 seconds. They don't mean noon and 5 seconds after. They mean noon
so
sharp.
question, safe to say there was a huge line out the door waiting for Global at noon.
No, no, shockingly, no. There was no line whatsoever. In fact, there were probably 8 people in the bowling center when they turned the lights off. And I don't understand it, but they turned the lights off. So there we are, end of the lesson, finishing up our hour and trying to get some good shots in, trying to work on some things. And boom, the lights go out. And I got to tell the kid, all right, we put like 5 games in before we started, and we probably had a game or two left. And I told the kid, all right, go ahead, do your best, go up, practice, try and look at a mark, try and see what you're hitting, and yeah,
Well, let me ask you, how far are you from Howell? Like the Bone
yeah,
Center?
I'm not that far. Hal's actually probably closer for me.
Because someone in my
But
chat, in our YouTube chat, said that you could put out the shot there if you ask them, like, and you pay like a $10 charge to do it.
okay, so that's at the training center. That's at Rev Rates.
Oh,
Right, they'll do that there. And listen, I love Rev Rates. I got a lot of love for Rev Rates and the people there. You guys know, I recommend it all the time. There's a lot of people who have gone there from my recommendation, and I practice there a lot myself when I am putting some work in. The problem is it's a little bit cost prohibitive for lessons.
what is an hour there? Like 50?
On a Saturday, probably like $60, $70 for an hour.
Oh, B3 isn't even that expensive.
Yeah. On a Sunday, I believe you can get it for about half the price. It's probably about $30 for the hour, which isn't bad. But when you're
Okay.
considering that they're paying me for the hour for the lesson too, now it gets expensive. If you're paying for the hour of bowling plus the hour of the lesson, it can get rather pricey. I will say, like, you can go right to Rev Rates and take a lesson with someone over there, like a Justin Bone or a Parker, and I believe that your time on the lanes is included in their price of the lesson, right?
Smart.
So while their quote unquote hourly rate might be higher than mine, what I'm charging for the hour of time plus the hour on the lanes is probably going to be about equal to what they're charging for both combined, right? So,
And I mean, nothing against your mic, but I'd probably rather take a lesson with Parker Bone than you. I'm just
yeah, no question, no question. But again, like it's also about where you're bowling, right? This kid bowls high school at the place where we're practicing at the Bolero Center where we're doing the lessons. And I mean, if you're taking lessons and your goal is to improve as a high school bowler, it only makes sense that you should take the lessons at the place where you're bowling the majority of your high school competitions, right? I mean, that's a smart thing to do. I understand. I know what you're going to say, like, oh, well, you can go somewhere else and you're getting more exposure to different shots. But here's the thing.
You read my mind.
I know, but the process of scoring better in that house is going to happen quicker if you practice and take the lessons in that house. It just is. I mean,
so you're training this kid to be a house hack
right now. Yeah, I think that's that's where you have to start with anyone, right? It's like, and this. Oh man, you're going to start a bad conversation here, Rob. But really, there is no choice in bowling as to where you start. That's where everybody's going to start. That's part of the problem is that people start at the house hack level and they get really good at that. And then they realize, oh man, there's a whole nother side of this that I don't really want to take the time and effort to get good at again. And that's why you have the one side versus the other side. But
so I guess that was the advantage of growing up where I grew up is that I grew up in essentially like a bowling center that was never easy. You know what I mean? So like honor scores were rare. If you bowled over 800, you got your name on a banner on top of literally like 6 lanes. There was probably maybe 1 or 2 300s like a year, and you just grew up in it. So like when you bowled tough stuff, you never really flinched. And then you saw some other kids that didn't grow up in your area that maybe like we talked about JBTs, like that maybe grew up in easy bowling centers. Like Rose Bowl was really easy, I remember. And then they would go to these tougher houses and they would struggle.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
So that's one of my takeaways is just like how hard it is to get actual real practice in, being that these bowling centers have the lights off for the majority of the weekend. And then the other thing, Rob, that is just it's going to be the death of competitive bowling in general is just how expensive it is to practice in general. I mean, I don't know. Like we used to bowl a ton of games, bro. A ton of games a week. A ton of games a week. The bowling center that I grew up in, Thunderbird Lanes in Philly, they used to let me bowl for free most of the time because I would help out around the bowling center. I was sort of like a non on the books porter, if you will, where I'd walk around during the leagues and clean up a bit and put the house balls back before the league started and all that. And yeah, they would turn a pair on for me and let me bowl for a bit. Levittown Lanes, where I bowled in my later teen years, where Bill bowled, they used to let us bowl for at most it was $1 a game, and a lot of times it was free there. So
I was just actually having a conversation, the same topic with my dad today. Me and my dad went to lunch, and we were just talking about golf and how like expensive it is to play the courses in Scottsdale. And then I told him, I was like, well, bowling isn't, that much different. If I went to Bolero on a Sunday afternoon to practice and I bowled 4 games and I have my own shoes, I'm probably looking at about a $23 or $24 like bill just to bowl 4 games on crap with little kids next to me, sharing a lane with somebody who's maybe a party of 5 that are all like drinking, and I'm literally in the middle of all of this craziness and nonsense, and I'm trying to get serious practice in. Why do that when I rather just spend the extra like $15 or $20 and go to B3 and have an hour of just like focused, really good practice? But it's hard. That's $50, $40 an hour. And if you do that once a weekend, you're looking at almost a $200 bill a month just to practice
for an hour.
For 4 hours total. You're spending $200 technically to pull on sports stuff. And Lord, like you said, the days when you used to just be able to bowl for like $1 a game, and people around who are listening to this who have a good bowling center that lets you practice for cheap, or you have a hookup at a front desk or whatever it is where you're able to practice cheap, like it's actually a lot of people don't have that. So yeah, I would make use of it, to be honest with you. Like it's just Bolero just crushes you trying to practice.
Oh, and it's not only that.
Bowling with Diallo,
even when I was a
$9.99
high
a game.
school coach, and bowling was kind of it was like starting to go corporate, right?
Yeah.
And prices were starting to go up, and it was becoming a little bit more of an issue, like the cost of practice. At that time, there were still a lot of specials. You remember specials? Like there were always specials at the bowling center. Like you could always find a good special. And like
Sunday morning had a lot of good specials.
That was ours in Philly too, Rob. Sunday morning at Thunderbird Lanes, where I grew up, used to be 9 to 12. All you can bowl 9 to 12. I think it was for like $10 a person for 3 hours on a Sunday morning. And man, we would get there at 8:30, 8:45, and they'd be oiling the lanes for Sunday morning for everybody to come in and get their practice in. And we had a whole group that used to show up and get a pair, 2 pairs on Sunday morning from 9 to 12, and we would bowl the whole 3 hours and bowl some pot games and do different stuff. Those days are gone, bro. Those days are gone. They don't even have that type of stuff anymore.
I've talked about it on the show.
I was saying when I was a high school coach, and it started to become prohibitive, like the cost of practice and just how much everything cost. There were still specials then. So like I could tell the kids and parents, like, all right, Sunday nights they have a special over at this place. It's 3 hours for $10 or $15. Go there. And the kids would go and they would be able to get three hours of practice in for a cheap amount. And I feel like today those are just very few and far between. You don't really see much of that anymore. It's funny. I just had a conversation with the mom of the kid who I'm giving these lessons to, and and it doesn't benefit me in my pocket to say this, but I told her, I said, I think like right now with the stuff that I showed him and what I've given him to work on, it's more important for you to take him and just bowl games than it is for you to bring him and pay me to work with him. Like what I'm telling her is you're better off taking the money you would pay me for the hour and letting him bowl the extra games because that's what he needs right now. And that's tough, man. It's tough in this game because you got to put the time in and you got to put the games in. And if you don't have it for free these days, that's going to cost you a pretty penny over the long haul.
Yeah, I want to read this comment at Mills,
Great
dude.
comment.
There's a reason why a lot of pros today all come from parent-owned centers, unlimited free practice. This is a great comment because, yes, you see that a lot. And there's a reason. Look at Belmonte. I'm just using him as an example. Think about the just advantage you could have of one, you grow up in a bowling center, so you never really pay. Two, you could put your own shots out, right? You could stay when the lanes are, when the place closes, you could stay after and you could bowl. If you go before they open, you could bowl. You could bowl on 1 and 2 and keep everybody away from you. It just is super advantageous to being a really good bowler. There's a reason why I was really good when I was younger because of the fact where I lived 10 minutes from a bowling center or 5 minutes from a bowling center. I bowled Monday through Sunday every day. And I was fortunate to have parents that were able to support me bowling junior tournaments and take me to junior tournaments, and as well as a bowling center in my area that I could bowl pretty much free or $1 a game for hours on end. I think today, unless you have a good setup, and I'm sure a lot of people do, but if you move into a new area, and I'm just using this from my own experience, and you don't know the people at the front desk, and you want to practice and get better, man, you could spend $500 to $1,000 a month just in practice. If you really are practicing, if you go 5 days a week and you're bowling at B3 or Howell, right? Think about how that money would add up. Those days are over if you really want to go that route, if you don't have a connection. So Mike, I don't know, it's good. It's a good topic, good conversation, because when we talked about the last time we were on about Bolero rooting competitive bowling, I kind of feel like that's what we're talking about in a way, right? Where
100%,
and Bolero's a corporation and they're there to make money. And I'm not, in a sense, faulting them for the way they run their business because they're all about to make money, right? But the days of the mom pop shop bowling center, it seemed to be just kind of dwindling at this point.
Yeah, but hold on a minute. I understand that they got to make money. I get that. But I think the point that the point that I want to make, or the side that needs to be heard in this or be considered in this, is that there's a balance where you can make money but still do things for the competitive bowling community that will support them too, right? Like we talked about, like a Sunday morning special, right, where you have 3 hours on Sunday mornings where people can come and bowl for a cheap price. Your recreational bowlers are not coming out to bowl on Sunday morning. Okay, they're not doing that. So the people that you're making the money off of, they don't want to come bowl at that time anyway. The people you're going to get at that time are the high school kids, the younger bowlers that are trying to get better.
Older, you see a lot of older people.
Yeah, people like me who want to practice and get a decent practice session in and not pay an arm and a leg for it, but have a decent environment to do it in, right? You're going to get those people. They don't even try, Rob. They don't even try. Like not only does Bolero not do that,
they're closed.
They do the That's what I was going to say. They do the opposite of that. They say no, we're not doing that. We're not even opening for that. And when we do open, we're going to shut the lights out and have glow bowl. So don't come here and practice. And that's what I'm referring to. Like, there's a balance. There's a way to do both. There's a way to have both. There's a way to to make your money, right? And there's a way to also try and help or support. I don't even want to use the phrase cater to because I feel like that's too strong a word. But if that's the phrase you want to use, go ahead. I mean, we are the repeat customers. The serious competitive bowlers are the repeat customers for Bolero, right? So if you want to say cater to your repeat customers, there's not even an effort to do that. There's not only is there not an effort, it doesn't even seem like there's a thought about it. And that's why I think that if we continue down this road where Bolero is the main outlet for bowling, period, and they continue to do things that just really make it impossible for the competitive bowler, competitive bowling is going to die, guys. I mean, that's what's going to happen here. Like, there's already so few people involved, young people involved in competitive bowling, period. That number has been dwindling, right? And now what's going to happen is that's going to continue to go.
I'm gonna pull this comment out. What's up, Andrea? New name. Always good to see some new names. Our house has so many leagues that only time lanes are available for practices after 9 p.m. It's a good problem for the house to have. Oh, when you're in a busy Bolero center that is just filled with leagues all the time, the only real way to really bowl in that center is to just join one of those leagues, honestly, which is kind of sucks because I hate that being my only outlet of bowling is bowling league. Like, I don't, because you're waiting in between shots unless you're bowling a doubles league, which is probably not going to happen in a Bolero unless it's some special league. If you're bowling a 4-man or 5-man league, you're only throwing like 3 games and it takes 2 to 3 hours. That's not a very good it's not a very good atmosphere to practice. When you practice, you want to be able to bowl a quicker shot. You want to work on timing. You want to work on whatever it is you're working on. Everybody has their own issues and their own stuff to work on. League is not where you want to do it. League is definitely not where you want to practice. So it sucks. But anyway.
No, and can I make a point about that comment too? About Boleros that are packed with leagues or bowling centers that are packed with leagues. I'd like to know, John St. Andrea, who posted that. I'd like to know if that bowling center you're talking about is a Bolero center or it's not. But nonetheless, whether it is or it isn't, I asked this, Rob. These houses that are packed with leagues, whether it's Bolero or it's not, in your opinion, how much of a house being packed with leagues, how much of that has to do with bowling centers closing? How much of that has to do that in a lot of areas, bowling centers have closed. And now the leagues that were at this center and this center have now combined. So, John, while you're right that I understand there's bowling centers out there that are packed with leagues, and maybe I'd even go as far as to say that leagues are more crowded than ever right now. I would say that league nights are more crowded than ever. It's the same way around here where I'm at. There's a lot of nights where the 50-some lane house is filled with a 50-some team league, right? But that's because 2 or 3 other bowling centers have closed down. And the leagues from those lanes have now come and joined this Thursday night league because that's the night that they wanted to bowl. And now we have this 50-some team league, but we're down 2 bowling centers in the area. And while I hear you saying that the crowded leagues are a good thing, and I hear you on that, I actually think that that's a result of a negative, if that makes sense. Like, yes, it's a good thing that that's going on right now, but if we look behind to the reason that that's going on in a lot of cases, I actually think that we would find that in some cases at least, it's because other bowling centers have closed down.
Bowling with the Fef. What's up, man? Still enjoying those interviews, man.
Yeah, if you don't check out Fef's content, check it out. He just had the Feftacular. Is that what it is? I forgot. Thanksgiving Eve, Fef had a big event I love it. I always check it out. So yeah, make sure you check out his content if you haven't. Great content. Yeah,
I
Rob.
feel like
Sorry.
me and you should do an interview with Beth together.
We did, didn't we?
No, together
Oh, together.
at the
Okay.
same time.
You
I
mean
think that
him
would be
on
really
here?
funny.
Did
We
we
should
even
have.
have him on here? I
Yeah,
thought we had him on
yeah,
here.
we've had him on. We've had everybody, but I mean, for him to interview us, I think would be funny together. Um, he'd ask questions like, "Who do we think would win in a bowling match?" Stuff like that. I think we'd give him some entertaining content. Our home center does $2 a game for league members, which is amazing. There's a training center in Washington State that will put out a pattern for you and let you bowl for 20 per hour or 40 unlimited. Good Lord, I might move into that training facility. $20 an hour. I mean, I would be practicing. See, that's the thing is what I think. If I owned the training center, I would try to make it more affordable because then someone like me would be like, oh, I could bowl for $20 an hour. And then I'd do it like 3 times. And now I'm spending like $60 a week. When if you get charged 50 an hour, you might not even like bowl. You know what I mean? Because you're
Right.
getting more bang for your buck. All right, Mike. It's
Hold on,
almost
I have one or two more things
yeah,
to say here.
yeah.
Okay. John responded and said, yes, it's Bolero in Watoga. I'm mispronouncing that, I'm sure, Texas. League member practice rates are $2.99 a game, so not bad. I want to, and he says every league at 5:30 is full almost every day, all 40 leagues of 4-person teams. Hear you, John. Very similar experience over here in Jersey, where there's a lot of Boleros and other privately owned places too that are very full with leagues. Also, very similar that the league rate that Bolero gives out is not a bad rate, Rob. I will agree with that. They even give you like 2 free games or something a week if you're a league bowler there. But here's the problem, John. When are we supposed to use them? When am I supposed to use the league rate? When am I supposed to use my free game? From Saturday from 11 to 12? So I got to clear my whole schedule on Saturdays for the week from just 1 hour, 11 to 12, and make sure I'm there so I can practice with the lights on. I mean, it's tough. Also, Machine in the Sun here says, yes, on packed leagues, because places are dying. Marin Center ceiling caved in. Bowlers came to our place. Another one went to string pins, also funneled bowlers. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think the reason you're seeing crowded bowling centers with leagues again is because centers are closing.
Yeah, I think in my area, and I live in the North Scottsdale area, there's really only one bowling alley that's within a lot of like a 15 to 20-minute radius of all other bowling centers. So you're kind of stuck if you live in my area or the radius here to bowl at the Bolero at Via Linda in North Scottsdale. And yeah, they offer the Boleros offer the summer passes and the winter passes. I'm not sure if they're doing that right now. I feel like that was where I got my bang for my buck, where they would give you like 2 free games a day. And then if I paid for two games, then maybe you bowl for 4 games, you bowl for $10 or $12. And I feel like the best scenario for me was going straight from work. If I was getting out at like 3:30 and then going there and just hitting up before the league started. But you have to know your bowling center and you have to know the times and when to go during the week. And I did notice that a lot of specials, they were trying to bring in people like the weeknights. But Mike, I'm not going 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. to go practice.
I know.
Like I wake up too damn early. I'm not 21 anymore. So yeah, you just have to know the centers, know where you are, and know the best times to go.
No doubt, Jimmy from the Ring 10, best social media game in all bowling, says, is tournament bowling the only last bastion of sport bowling? It's a great question. I'd say yes. I'd say that it is. And here's yet another point that I think is important to make that people don't realize. Okay. Let's take a decent high school bowler for a second. Okay, as a freshman in high school, say a kid gets involved in bowling their freshman year of high school. They go through their high school career, they get better, they practice a bit, they learn, they drill some bowling balls, etc. They get better. Let's say by the time they're ending high school, they're a 210, 215 average bowler. Okay, they're pretty good for their age, right? They go to college. Okay, they go to bowling college, right? They adjust to sport conditions. Takes them a while to adjust and learn and get better. That freshman year, sophomore year, they're not too good. Junior, senior year of college, they learn, they're better. let's say they're now averaging 195 on sport. Okay, 195, right? They get done college. Okay, they get a good job, right? They have their degree. They're making serious money, right? Let's say that person, that kid, now wants to come and not only bowl regularly, but also wants to try and continue to compete at a high level. Okay, wants to bowl some tournaments, maybe wants to bowl regionals, wants to go down that road, right? Where is that person supposed to practice? How is that person supposed to work on the things they need to work on to get better in the current environment that we have for bowling?
I think it depends on where you live.
It does. It does depend where you live. It depends on what your budget is, right? But this is what I'm saying. The easy answer to that, though, the hard answer, Rob, is find a place near you that has these things, develop connections, know where to go, blah, 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 right? That's the hard answer, okay? The easy answer to that is, no, you go and you compete in the tournaments and you learn there. Problem with that is you're going to be throwing money away left and right, okay? And this, again, is why I say that if we continue down this road we're on, competitive bowling is going to die. It's going to die. I'm telling you, if we continue down this road, it's going to be dead because you're not going to have people that can practice to get better. You just don't have the opportunities. You know, people aren't going to be able to invest in competitive bowling because the return is not going to be there. Right.
Yeah, I think and this is a whole nother topic we probably won't get into tonight, but the outlet to the national tour from that kid that you're talking about, that kid who maybe is a top, let's just say 20 college bowler, 15 college bowler, right? That kid who graduates, gets a degree, but wants to pursue to become a professional bowler, that road to become a national professional bowler and to succeed is a very, very, very hard path. And you need to have parents own a bowling center, work or live in a training facility, or have the financial backing to be able to travel around and just take your lumps and get really good really quick. A lot of people don't have that. I didn't have that, right? You didn't have that. But you know, we've talked about this so many times. I mean, we've went down this road before. But anyway, I think good conversation.
It's different now. It's different now because more is at stake for the sport in general.
Yeah, it's a little scary. I think, you know, I feel like it's been slowly kind of just like going down that road. People don't realize it because, well, hopefully something will change it. I don't know what at this point. All right, Mike. I just want to go through one topic really quick and then kind of wrap it up here. So I saw a post from Dave Waka on his Facebook. He shared a post by Mike Dole. Not sure who Mike Dole is, but if Dave Waka is, if anybody knows who Dave Waka is, he's very he's been just in the bowling industry. Have we ever had Dave on?
I don't think so.
No, I've talked to him about coming on with Couch. I think would have been a good show. But Dave is I would say, a very prominent person in the bowling industry. He's been a bowl rep forever. Now works still working at Brunswick, doing his thing. And he, you know, was a good PBA bowler in his day.
I feel like you're disrespecting the man.
No,
I feel like you're throwing shade his way.
No.
You know, if you're a bowler of our age or older, you would probably remember that name from the tour.
I would never throw shade at Dave.
You know, but go ahead,
Dave is
Rob.
an amazing bowler in his own right. And look up his old PBA shows. The guy didn't leave anything.
Rap Waka.
His reverend. Anyway, so the reason why I bring up Dave is because he's shared Mike Dole, who I appreciate. We're me 300 in the chat saying Mike Dole works for Brunswick. So at a USBC sanctioned event, I can't throw a bowling ball that is USBC approved and announced, but not available to the public. So you can't throw balls that have been announced. but the high game with handicap winner was more than the maximum score I can shoot. Hashtag make it make sense. I feel like these are completely two different topics that Mike is talking about. I think there's two completely different arguments where bowling ball announced people like they can't throw it until the worldwide release date. And then you have the whole nother argument if 300 should be the cap on a handicap tournament or league. Like if I'm capped as a scratch bowler at 300, should you let a handicap bowler not capped? Like, so there's two separate. He's putting them into two like kind of two separate arguments into one post.
His point is more so the lunacy of putting a rule into place to stop somebody from using a bowling ball just because it's not released yet, but not limiting the top score to 300. Right? I think the point he's making is that the dichotomy of those two rules is a bit much for him to handle. That's the way I read the post anyway.
So I guess my first thought here reading the post is at this point, with all of the new bowling ball releases, and there is a new release every month. Okay, let's just put it out there. There is a
Danger Zone coming out.
All those nostalgia balls, it's a money grab, people. That money grab. They throw these old cores and these covers onto a ball and they call it Danger Zone to get money grab from people like you who threw it in the 90s. I'm sorry, but all these new releases, yes, they're pretty good. Some of them are good balls, but they're a money grab. Okay. First off, at this point, when there are all these new releases coming out, what does it matter at this point? Let people why don't they just have the release date when they announce it? Or I just don't like understand that rule. If you follow our social media, I'm very active on our social media. I do a lot of things with the AI now, a lot of like whatever. Bowling ball exhaustion is real. And don't tell me it's not. It's a real thing. People are exhausted from these new ball releases. I don't know what people are doing with all these bowling balls they're drilling, and then like where are all these bowling balls going? There's got to be someone at a dumpster somewhere cursing people for keep dumping bowling balls.
A landfill.
What happens to these bowling balls? Like, where do they go? Like, there's so many new releases, and then they discontinue. I think I saw an announcement from Brunswick. They're discontinuing like 15 bowling balls. Like, of course you discontinue 50 balls because you got 5 new releases coming out next month, and then 5 releases coming out the next month. It's just exhaustion at this point. Back to the original post here. I rant. What does it matter if a bowling ball get announced and they can't throw it? I get a lot of people can't throw it. Who cares? Nobody even knows. There's so many new bowling balls coming out. It's not like the next bowling ball they're releasing is going to be like this unfair strategy. All the reactions are the same. None of the balls look different, right? I just saw a video for Stu Williams throwing a game with the Viking. The Viking had the same reaction as the ball he threw last year. It's the same ball. It's the same stuff. Like, I'm over it. Anyway, the handicap thing too is interesting. Because could be two sides to that argument, Mike, but I'm going to throw it to you. Like, am I just all over the place because I'm just exhausted of all the new bowling ball releases? Or
no, it should be. I think it's ridiculous to allow a score over 300. It's 300. That's it. If your handicap is 30 and you shoot 279, your final score is 300. It's not possible to go over 300. The scratch bowlers can't go over 300. So why should the handicap put somebody over 300 and make it impossible for a scratch player to even tie that person?
Yeah, I feel like could be an argument against that too. And I understand the max score of 300, but I feel like if you're a 175 bowler and you're bowling a handicap tournament against a 235 average bowler and you're bowling on a house shot, and the 175 bowler bowls a 279, and the 235 average bowl 300. I feel like that 175 bowler bowling a 279 is a better game than the 235 average bowling a 300. And they
Okay.
should beat that guy. Like that's just a
All right.
counter
Okay. So
argument.
you think that the handicap bowler should actually win in that scenario? I think that the best they should be able to do is tie.
See, that's where I'm just saying that's where the argument is that 150 bowler bowling a 279 a better should be rewarded and beat the 235 bowler for
What are
bowling
we
300.
bowling on? Maybe if we're bowling on sports stuff, I'd say, yeah,
So
let
how?
them go over 300 because
Yeah.
there's no chance they're going to do that. But I think they're so easy on the easy stuff that happens too much.
Well,
It's
that's sandbagging
for that
too,
to happen.
right? But 150 bowler bowls 279. I kind of feel like there's a little bit something going on there. You don't see that every day, right?
I don't know, Rob. You see some of these 300 videos they're putting out there today?
Yeah,
A
so
lot of
I
these
understand.
people look
I think
like
I'm
they
on your
haven't
side of
looked
it though with the maximum score, right? I kind of feel like I'm that side. I'm just playing devil's advocate there. But the USBC with the bowling ball releases and the worldwide date and the announcements, I kind of feel like that's a dumb rule at this point. I think there was a rule that was made because maybe there was a brand new ball that came out that everybody was throwing and winning, and people were just complaining about it. I don't know. Like I don't know why that rule is even in the place. If a staffer or a patch pirate is throwing their new release and other people aren't throwing it, like is it that much of an advantage? Just throw the new announcement, the benchmark greatest must-have ball that you drilled last month. Like, is it that much different from the new ball this month? Like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, it's also stupid of the Mama Mia or Papa Pia to think that if they disallow that bowler, that patch pirate, from using that one ball, that's going to make a difference. That the other ball he uses isn't going to beat them, but this new one would have beat them. No,
That's what I'm saying. The balls every month they come out. It's not a new. There ain't some new greatest technology that is just like unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is gonna just be so much better than every ball that came out last month. Right.
But I have a different solution for the 300 max score issue. If I can pontificate for a minute here.
Sure.
So if we're gonna have a tournament, if there's any tournament where the max score for handicap is going to be greater than 300, okay, and the tournament director knows that going into the tournament, so there's a possibility of a bowler shooting at 310, a 320, whatever it may be, right? Whatever the max handicap is, you figure out, okay, if the person getting the most pins shoots 300, this is what their score would be, right? Well, then I think that if you have that situation and a lower handicap or scratch bowler shoots 300, you should allow them to keep bowling until they miss. So, like, you get 300, you throw the 13th one, you got 310.
That's hilarious.
Throw the 14th one, you got 320. You throw the next one, 330. And they can keep going to add to their score for that game so that the handicap person now has to best their 300 plus bonus with their handicap. How exciting would that be, though?
Where does this madness stop, though?
I don't know.
What if the
But
guy
that's what I'm saying,
handicap on like 345 and this guy actually threw the front 15 and still lost? Like,
yeah, but see, it wouldn't be the front 15 because the game would technically be over, and you're not starting the next game yet. You're staying on that pair, and you're throwing extra shots on that pair to see how many pins you can add to your 300.
Jesus. All right, we're just off the rails now at this point, bowling 350s and shit. I can't even.
No, but I think that would be funny. Like, first of all, you wouldn't need to do it all the time because you would kind of know, like the tournament director would know, all right, well, this guy in this game shot at this handicap bowler bowled a big game. He's over 300, and this scratch bowler just had the front 10. So if he gets 300, we got to let him keep going, to see who wins that high game.
How about this for a solution? Fix the handicap like system in bowling, or just get rid of it. How's that for a solution? I say get rid of it. I've been on get rid of handicap system and get rid of house shots and let's live. Let's
I was going to say, all you got to do is get rid of the house shots.
get rid of house shots and get rid of handicap.
Will work perfectly. The handicap system will work perfectly if you make them tough.
Get rid of handicap, get rid of house shots, and then watch people just lose their minds. And let me sit back and just be extremely happy. But we all know that's not happening, at least in my lifetime. But hey, people can dream, right? All right, Mike, you ready to wrap this up? Let's give the people what they want. All right, let's do it. I got excited about getting rid of the handicap, Dad. All right, let's do it.
All right. I don't have my phone, so all my worst of the weeks are in my phone. So
mine's easy.
I'm gonna pull this one up. I'm gonna pull it up right from the chat. I'm gonna pull up my worst of the week right from the chat, son. Somebody give me the lowdown on this, bro. Somebody.
Well, you got to read it.
I ignored this comment earlier. Oh my god.
You got to read it.
I'm Goots in the chat.
I'm Goots.
Says the king of the patch pirates. The king of the patch pirates was asking for donations for his move out. Moving out. He's moving out on the lane?
No,
he's moving out. How to get his feet right at 20? What?
No, he's moving out of his residence, Mike.
Why is he moving out of his residence?
I don't know. I don't know.
We need the word on this because I can't give him worst of the week if it's because his house burned down or something. Somebody give me the word on this. What is this? Why is he asking for donations for moving out? I honestly thought he was moving out on the lane. I thought he was moving right. He wasn't going to have his feet on 20 anymore. When
he was asking donations to move right of 5.
Yeah, donations to throw a shot right of 20. That's what I thought. I was going to give him worst of the week for that. Now you're telling me that's not what it means? I don't know. Yet he has money to bowl and eat out. Make it make sense. Oh, is this wait a second. Hold on. Oh, wait a second. Oh, geez. Is this a breakup situation? Oh, no. Well, either way, listen, I'll be honest. I don't care what the circumstances are.
I'm sure he talks about it on his channel, I would imagine.
Don't be on your podcast begging for money.
There it is.
Okay?
There it is.
I don't care what the circumstances are. Don't be on your bowling podcast asking people for money. Come on.
Dude, people, I've seen some crazy bowling media content the last 2 months, Mike. I feel like some of these bowling, I'm not calling out anybody, but I feel like some of these bowling.
Buddy is all good.
I think some of these bowling creators, these content creators are just, they are reaching right now for content. I mean, there's crazy stuff getting posted.
And asking for money for it? Come on.
No bowling content. There's just people posting, I don't know, just crazy stuff, man.
If you're a bowling content creator, okay,
crazy,
you're tempted to come on your platform and ask people for money and donations. I'm going to give you a piece of advice. Stop spending so much time creating content and go get a second job, Hoss. Okay, seriously, go hustle. Go hustle. Okay, stop creating bowling videos and go hustle. All right.
All right. Great.
Jesus, what are we doing?
All right, Mike. My worst of the week. I think this is the second time in history that I think I'm giving myself worst of the week this week. Yeah. So if anybody didn't see the reel that I posted of Pete Weber cursing, in that video we showed of him missing and saying the F-bomb in 4 different times, and then saying Jesus Christ, whatever. Those reels, if anybody doesn't know this by now, I don't hand create those reels, right? Those reels are created by a AI bot that creates the reels, and then I go and I pick the ones I want and I post them. Well, I forgot to look over one of the titles of the reels, and the AI spelled Pete Weber with 2 B's. Okay. And well, sure as shit, what do I see one morning I wake up? The GOAT himself made a comment on the reel, Pete Weber, saying, "Hey man, at least you could have spelled my name right." And then all people start then piling on, of course, because it's like the Belmo effect, right? When Belmo says something on social media, all the lackeys and all of the people start getting all crazy. Oh, you're a moron. They call me a
No,
moron.
you are. You're a moron. How do you misspell the GOAT's name?
I didn't double check it, Mike. I usually will check it and then I will look at the wording, whatever. But people get so crazy over a typo, personally insulting, like the podcast. You're a moron because you had a typo on a name on a reel. I swear to you, it's like people don't have anything better to do online than to just say something about a typo. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm giving myself worst of the week. I apologize to Pete. I did, Mike. I said, Pete, I'm sorry. I missed it. I couldn't, once it's posted, in order for me to fix the typo, I would have had to delete it and then repost it. And I was already way in too much into the reel to delete it. And so I left it. I don't care. But Mike, yeah, I screwed up. I made a mistake, and I apologize to Pete for spelling his name wrong. I apologize for all the comments and all the people that got on my ass about it. I'm sorry. Mistakes happen.
You should have brought up some of the comments. We would have liked to have seen those. You should have highlighted some of the better ones.
I could find it. If you go to the reel and look, hey, if anybody wants to come and defend me on that Facebook.
I think this person in the chat is saying they agree with me when I called you a moron.
William,
one hater in the chat. At least you got one person from that comment section.
Maybe I might be a moron, or I might be a genius for maybe spelling his name wrong to getting more. Because Pete would have never commented on that reel if I didn't spell his name wrong. So maybe I'm just playing chess and y'all just playing checkers, Mike.
Or maybe it's just the AI and it has nothing to do with Rob.
Maybe I should be checking it. So it was my fault for not reviewing it. Or maybe I did it on purpose to get feedback, to create engagement on our post. Maybe.
No doubt.
All right, let's get this thing wrapped up.
Wrap it up. Final thoughts.
I know we're gonna have the same final thought.
Go ahead.
Where's the PBA schedule?
That is a good final thought.
Where's Tom Clark? What?
Where's Tom Clark?
Where we're Mike? We're bowling. I mean, I say we like we're bowling on tour. Mike, we're bowling on tour in January. Where's the formats? Where's the money? What are we doing? Where are we? Imagine trying to be a pro bowler right now and trying to figure out a travel schedule. I mean, what do you think is taking so long here?
Don't know. Would have thought it'd be out by now, though.
You think so? I mean, you know what's going to happen? I think Tom is waiting for us to do this podcast Sunday night and release it Monday, just so we have to sit on the whole schedule for a week. And
we go to talk about it next week. All the oomph is gone.
All the bowling content creators are already all over it, talking about it. And then we are the last ones. Tarzan, man, what's up? People expect YouTube content to be perfect with zero mistakes when these commenters sit there and consume multiple hours a day watching instead of doing literally anything else. It feels like just people just want to they want to portray their hate for themselves on everybody else. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things here. When will the commercials on the CW start showing? Is CBS delaying what's going on here? Mills dude says they have the CW schedule up, but CBS is supposed to carry a few. Perhaps that is not settled yet.
But still, we don't know what the formats are. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know the details of any of those events. I agree. I agree.
We don't know anything. Mike, how are we supposed to bowl next month on tour if we don't I feel like we're part of it, like we're bowling.
Good. No,
Imagine what the bowlers are thinking, though. The
Final
people
thought. I'd like to know that too. My final thought this week is RPI. RPI takes place this week in Reno, I believe, or Vegas. Is it Vegas or Reno? I forget.
I don't know. I haven't started paying attention until the
So I'll probably be paying attention to that this week. I like that tournament. You all know I'm a regional fan. I like the regionals. I like to see who the up and comers are. I like to see who the really talented local guys are that aren't on the national scene. So I'll definitely be checking that out and watching that and checking that out. So if you have Bowl TV and you subscribe, especially for the PBA stuff, be aware that there's some content going on this week. So,
all right, you ready to wrap this up? We've been on.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's wrap it up.
Right,
we appreciate everybody joining us as always. Check us out on social media. We do most of our talking on X. He's at Brooklyn Rob 11. I'm at the 2 on 5th.
Yeah, I've been quiet on Twitter. It's been quiet. I think it's just kind of sucks, to be honest with you.
Not for me. I'm out there. I'm out there putting out my league scores, calling out the Mama Mia and Papa Pia beaters. I'm out there, bro. Come see me. Come talk to me. Come interact.
I've been quiet.
I even set it up perfectly for Primetime Poppy this week. I put out a faux patch pirate ball praise post after my bowling on Tuesday night, and I tee it up for these people out there who love to come at me, and they don't even take advantage. So you miss your opportunities out there, but all good. If you want some merch, check out our merch. Check out InsideBowling.com. Check out content creators. Check out Sweep the Rack. Use Patch Pirate code, 15% off. Great Christmas gifts on there. Shout to all those that support us. One of the guys in my league came up last week and showed me he was wearing our dumpster diving T-shirt. So
I like it.
Nice to see. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, like and subscribe. That helps. We got a lot of people who follow but don't subscribe, and it takes like 2 seconds, and it helps us just bring out the word to people. I will continue to be feeding AIs. Some of them are really good.
Oh, Rob loves the AI.
Some of them are really good. Some of them are kind of dumb. I just don't care. I have so many in my phone, and whenever I have an idea, it could be at 2 a.m. I could, have a few drinks. I literally will write it down, and then I will sit there when I'm bored, and I will just keep making them until I feel like they're decent. AI is really tough when it comes to bowling, by the way. It has no clue. Like I've seen some people throwing bowling balls into crowds. It's just like it doesn't understand like the physics of bowling. It's so wild. Sliding at the arrows and throwing strikes. I'm just like, good Lord. But yeah, I will continue to feed the social media, train. I love when I get people like commenting and sharing. So yeah, appreciate it. Everybody has been real.
All right, guys, we will likely be back next week for you. Hopefully we get some PBA information, some schedule information coming out soon. But either way, whether we do or we don't, we'll be back next week. All right, everybody, come check it out.
Later, man. Peace, everybody. Later. Where is the there you go.
You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.